Okay, good morning. Not been a video for a few days. I've not filmed anything for a few days because, unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell you some bad news that we've lost Lulu, the farm dog. Most of you will be aware who she is, or have seen her at some point because of the 380 something odd videos I've put on YouTube so far. She was probably in 99% of them. Don't want to go into excruciating detail, but every Tuesday and Thursday my brother and I head off and play football. Lulu usually just sits in my garden, and she'll only ever follow this Defender or my dad's Discovery because that's the vehicle she got into. So we weren't in those vehicles and we set off as usual, and she decided to follow us, and with it being a dark night you can kind of finish the story yourself. I didn't really appreciate this side of YouTube when things like this happen, and having to share that part of it. I never anticipated this bit, but here we are. And just the fact that she was in almost every single video, I thought I kind of have to let everyone know what's happened and where she's gone. Done and dusted now. She was buried on this farm. We didn't bury her that night. So here's a few clips of her, and then the video after that is a bit that I'd filmed before she was away. It was back to I was quite upbeat and as normal, so that's why it cuts from a sad clip to back to normal. She was a absolute belter of a dog. Anyway, that's that. I've not really enjoyed having to make this bit of the video, having to film this, having to tell you about it, but I kind of had to. I thought I had to. There's a lot of people who are big fans of Lulu. Should be somewhat back to normal now, video wise, but that's just why I took a wee bit of a break and didn't really film anything for a few days. Just got on with my day as normal. Right, thank you. I'm just with new farm dog this morning. Barley.
I breathe and I'm trying.
Dog. Lulu!
In my cauldron.
Hey, come here. Stay there.
No part of
That's the
me
kind of getting there. Hey, you! This is Lulu, by the way. You'd think she doesn't get fed. She snaps at the calves, snaps her nashes. Come on, you.
Two kids in the garden. Your love behind. No, today may taste bitter. Maybe tomorrow is cold. Lord, I wanna get happy before I get old.
Morning. Looks like it's going to be another corker of a day. Right, we're off. I don't know if you can make them out, but there's quad bike tracks all over that field. There's a guy out doing lime tests, just taking soil sampling to get numbers on lime so we know what to spread and where to spread. Right, we'll swap the Defender for the van that passed its MOT. Happy days. Will that fare so well? I don't know. I don't know how it'll do for oil leaks. Just back. Got a phone call from the garage. MOT's not due till March. How have I managed that? I don't know. Just filling up the logs and kindlers here for the shop. And there's a post. A wonky post. It's been nudged. Oh, and there's another one behind it. Need to do something about that. And there's potholes to fill in. Weather's looking dry this week, so we'll get the potholes once they've dried up. They do a lot better if you fill them in when dry weather. So I'm going to grab Kev and we're going to go and pick up the Defender again. I just checked, it was an email I got. It was an old Defender I used to own. I got an email about it saying it's due an MOT, and I just saw Defender, MOT and a date, and then booked my one in. She's passed. Flying colours. We're just handymen today, doing odd jobs. Next up, I'm going to fix two posts that are knackered in the car park. The bottom of this roller door, something's happened to it because it's all squint now. Flippin' heck. The bottom of it's been hit. Top of it there got hit by a lorry. That one's been hit by a lorry up the top there. Here's the first bit. We just managed to get that out. There wasn't much left of it, but got a hold of it with this and it came. Got a fresh one to put in. We bought some reflective paint and tried it on one. It does nothing, it's not reflective at all. We tried some reflective tape around them, but that just looks daft. How do you make people see these more? Again, you have to assume every car is the worst driver ever. They're not, 99% are fine, but there is the odd one or two that like to wipe stuff out. My GoPro didn't turn on properly, but we got that one in. That's back to normal. Next up, this one, which is also snapped. So there's a wee bit in there we need to try and dig out. I think they're fairly obvious, but people are obviously missing them. So that's a corner piece. So this straight line goes up to here, then cuts into there. Makes a bay at the end of the road. More potholes. These ones are dry out, so we can come and fill these in. Ignore that for now. We'll get the post sorted, then we'll get the potholes sorted. Done. There's a few that are sitting off a wee bit, so straighten them up. Keep going, keep going. Do you want to actually put the headstock flat and push it down and bring it in? Tell you what, today has been a corker. Right, we're going to go and sort some potholes, so we need to take this brush off, which is covered in ice. Right, the brush is off. There's a pile of planings just over there. I don't need this. This stays over here. Right, we'll head up to the car park and find some potholes to fill in, which there's plenty. There's some up the top of the car park which are dry, so fill them in first. We'll leave the ones that are wet to be dry the next few days. It's frosty. You can see the potholes down here are all full of water. They don't last as long if you do it when they're wet. Here's a big one. Looks worse than it is, it's not deep. Anyway, hopefully they'll dry out. There's a few just up on this shelf here which are dry. And a lot deeper. That's a lethal one there.
Clean up your looks with all the lies in the books to make a sip.
Done. We've done all this top section. Kev's running back and forward and just putting a bit of weight on them to flatten them in. Because the weather's going to be dry over the next few days, it'll be good because the car's running over them. I'll press them in, the water won't flush it all out. This was the biggest hole, the deepest as well. That's filling in fairly well. It won't help that that's quite a big long straight and drivers get up to a wee bit of pace, so that won't help the whole situation. Maybe we could have put speed bumps in or something, but that would promote more holes to block the water getting away. This track is cambered slightly. Up those post line, up that post line, there is a soakaway in there, and the road is cambered to push the water that way, and then the rest of the water off the car park, there's another soakaway up there, pushes the water that way. This just bit gets screwed on as people are parking there and there, so it tears it up. Subscribe if you're not already, and like.